Well, we've done it. We've made it to episode 50. And as befits such a huge milestone, this is a huge, huge episode, both on and off the pitch. Hey guys, Gamer James here. Welcome back to Marseille. Thank you very much for clicking play. As I say then, it is episode 50. We've reached the half century of this Marseille save. And yeah, this is a big, big episode. We have a huge match at home against Sporting. It's match day 6 of the Champions League. We'll focus on that in a second. But first, we've got some news. First things first then, we have had Brexit. I did wonder if I'd missed this because I know it can happen anytime up to, I think it's around about 2022 it can happen in game. I thought possibly I'd missed it somewhere down the line, but it has finally happened. 25th of November 2021 it happened in our game. And we got the hard Brexit. Gibraltar have remained with the European Union and have therefore left the UK. But players from the European Union now will need to apply for work permits to play in the UK. Could make our job of signing players a little bit easier next season. European Union players already playing in the UK will be given special status to allow them to be treated as non-foreign and will not require any work permit. So no effect for players already in UK, but any players that come in going to have work permits. Hopefully that gives us a bit of an edge in the transfer market. So as you can see here then, big news regarding me. Basically, my contract runs out in 2022. I have 7 months left on my contract. In fact, it's a little bit less than that now because we're in December, so a little shy of 7 months left on my deal. The Juventus job is looking like it was going to come available. They're 12th in Serie A at the minute. They finished runners-up in the past 2 seasons to Inter, both times. The board came to me and asked me if I would be willing to discuss terms on a new contract. I said yes. We did. We went in and we had a look. They offered me 10 grand a week, which I think is a little pay cut actually. I countered with saying I wanted 20, and they went up to 11.5. So at that point, I walked away because I've got half a mind to leaving anyway. And that didn't help. I'm not really one that worries about a contract in here. If I'm happy at the club, I tend to just sign the contract regardless, as long as all the philosophies and everything are okay and the targets. And I'm more about the transfer budget rather than my contract. But the Juve job, so tempting. They're not a club I would start to save with because it's a bit easy, I think. But they're 12th. They're in a little bit of a slump. They could do with being brought back to where they should be, I guess, at the top of the league. And I just keep getting frustrated. I was looking at the Juventus facilities. They've got state-of-the-art. They've got top-use facilities. We don't have that at Marseille. And every time I ask for the training facilities to be improved or the youth facilities to be improved, I get knocked back. And I think I've just about had enough now. So yeah, we declared interest in Signor Allegri's job. And what do you know? They sacked him a few days later. After I declared my interest, they won 2 games in a row and went up from 12th to 9th. And I thought, oh no, here we go. He's going to turn them around. He's going to keep his job. But no. They have sacked him after a defeat at Sampdoria. They had a few difficult matches coming up. We'll have a look at them in a little bit just before we go to the Sporting match. And I think it was on the 6th of January they were going to play Inter away, and I thought that might have been the match that did for him. But he's gone already. As you can see, I am second favourite for the job. Jorge Jesus of Sporting Clube de Portugal, today's opponents, is third favourite, and Antonio Conte is currently the favourite. He's currently manager at Borussia Dortmund. Of course, way back when, I think about 7 years ago, talking from the save point of view, because I think he left in 2014 to go to the Italy job, and then of course came to Chelsea, didn't he? But he is a former player, former manager. He is the favourite, but he does have 2.5 years left on his 50 grand a week contract at Dortmund. I have a little over 6 months left on a 10,000 contract, so kind of hoping that might swing it in my favour if the interview goes well. So here we are then. We'll just have a quick look at the Juventus squad, their club. You can see Paulo Dybala is still there. Leonardo Bonucci is still at the club. They do still have a very, very good looking squad. It's a little bit thin, but some of the players they've got there, they've got Hakan Çalhanoğlu, they've got Musacchio as a good backup centre-back. They've still got Vasalko, Kovacic is there, Khedira, Alexandro is still there, Higuain, but his contract runs out in the summer. Bonucci's contract runs out in the summer, but the first thing I would do is to be getting him on a new contract. They've got Joe Hart, so they do have a very good base of a squad. They are currently 10th now in Serie A. If we have a quick look at the table, you can see over here, Inter have won the last two. Juve finished runners-up both times. But they're down here in 10th, but they're only 5 points off the Europa League spots, and they are only 10 points off the Champions League. The defeat at Sampdoria did for Mr. Allegri, especially Sampdoria, a third, and it put some real daylight. But a Europa League spot, I think, would be doable here for Juve. Let's have a look at their results then. Let's go in. So I declared my interest in the job right on the time of this Atalanta job. As I said, they then went and won 2 in a row. But since then, they lost at Sampdoria. He lost his job after this. They then went and lost 3-0 at Legia Warsaw in the Champions League. They'd lost to Arsenal already in the previous round. So did they go through? They have gone through in second place in the Champions League. So there would be Champions League football in the new year. I'm really, really, really hoping that I kind of get the job, to be honest. So because there's been quite a bit of news to catch up on, we're not going to do the usual in-depth review of each match, because we've also played 6 matches as well, so it would take quite a while. But you can see there, since that Inter game, we've won all 6. The eagle-eyed among you might be spotting something quite unusual here, and that is that we kind of have a very, very in-form goalscorer in Predrag Rajkovic. I've put him on penalties. I've been reading online that if you put your goalkeeper on penalties, he will score. And he has. And for some reason, we've just been getting a lot of penalties. In these 6 games, we've had 4 penalties given. Predrag Rajkovic has scored all 4 of them. So we beat Nice 4-3. We beat Lille 3-2. We laboured again against Debrecen 1-0, and it was a Rajkovic penalty. We beat Montpellier 3-1, beat Angers 2-1, and have just beaten Caen 4-1 as well. Max Arias is the player that's really catching the eye at the minute. He's scoring when he starts. He's scoring when he comes off the bench. He's got 9 goals in his last 8 appearances. He is really filling in for Moussa Dembele, who is not looking very, very sharp at the minute, even though he has scored a couple of goals in this run. But he has not looked his usual self, which is a little bit worrying. So this is the league earn table after 17 matches for us. And it's getting really, really interesting. Monaco was top on goal difference from ourselves. Paris Saint-Germain are 3rd at the minute. Lyon are in 4th. You can see the top 4 now are starting to really cut away from everybody else. Now, we have a game in hand on the majority of the league. That is against Monaco. You may remember from a video a little while ago when we were supposed to play Monaco and it got called off, so we ended up playing PSG. Monaco's other game in hand is at PSG. So they've got a really tough start to the new year because they travel to us, Then they go to, I think it's Stade Rennais, or it might be Stade de Reims, one of the two. It's one of those two, I think. And then straight after that, they go to Paris Saint-Germain. So this league table, if we're still at the club, is going to look very, very interesting come the middle of January. So you may remember last season, the under-19s won their league. This season, they've qualified from the Champions League group in first place and unbeaten. 4 wins and 2 draws, 15 goals scored, just 5 conceded. Brilliant. Inter's under-20s finished third and drop out. I don't think there's an under-19s Europa League, so I'm guessing they're properly out of Europe. Sporting go through in second, and what a great achievement for our young lads. Before I forget then, we'd better have a quick look at our senior Champions League group, hadn't we? We currently sit third, going into the match against Sporting. A win takes us through. Anything other than that, and we're dropping into the Europa League. Inter won the group at the end of the last video, but then went and lost in Lisbon to Sporting while we were labouring to a 1-0 win in Hungary. So yeah, today's match is huge. It's at the Velodrome, so I'm hoping home advantage counts, but we have to win the game. So this is the team then that we have got for today's match, the biggest match of the season so far. In form goal scorer Predrag Rajkovic is in goal, Faitu Moassa at left back, we've got Luca Perrin and Eric Bailly in the centre of defence with Kyle Walker at right back. Thiago and Santiago Asasibar in central midfield. Memphis Depay, Bruno Fernandes, Francisco Javier. God up front. I just can't bring myself to drop him. Max Arias is doing so well, and Musa's got to start scoring soon. Otherwise, Arias is getting a run in the team. Malang Sarr broke his nose in our last league game, so he does have a Phantom of the Opera mask on, and he is on the bench should we need him. Let's do this. Right, we have passionately said that we can secure qualification for the first knockout round, so I'm expecting you to get the win and deliver that qualification. A couple of greens, no one seems nervous, everyone looks like they could well be up for this match. Boy, do we need them to be up for this match. This is going to be big. Don't need the latest scores up because it doesn't matter what happens elsewhere. It is all about this match right here, right now. Come on, Aleom. Oh, Predrag Rajkovic with the free kick. Oh, Dembele offside. I do have Rajkovic on free kicks as well because apparently it just leads to goals. They love the set pieces because they're good at kicking. Not yet been caught out with him being out of position with a counter-attack as yet, but Kalidio's in here and Rajkovic at the other end now has made a huge save. Boy, that was a big chance, the first chance of the match, and we're under the cosh here a little bit, but Bruno Fernandes has done well. Come on boys, this is not the start we needed. Let's assert ourselves on the game. Come on, Memphis, Thiago, Asasibar. Now Memphis. And back to Asasibar he goes. He's got Francisco Javier there. Go on, you're on your left foot and gives it to Dembele. Shot is blocked. Moassa backing up. Asasibar again. End of highlight. Come on. No. Free kick. Over the bar from Bianco. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Thiago. Asasibar into Dembele. Lovely move. Spread out here. Here's Thiago. Fernandes. Dembele. Complete air kick. What was that? Musa, what are you playing at? Here's Vasquez. Oh, stupid gardeners outside. If you can hear that, I apologise. They're cutting the grass and the hedges and all sorts, and they've got leaf blowers going. So if that does come across at any point during the video, I do apologise. As a bit of pinball in our penalty area there is cleared away. Oh, this is not going particularly well at the minute. Come on, boys. Here's Thiago. Get the shot away, lad. He does, but it's blocked, and we could be open to the counter here. Here's Bianco. Calidio and Vasquez on the right. He's going to pull it across. Calidio's in space. Oh, did Rajkovic get a touch on that? I think he did. It's been headed out by Kyle Walker. This game is far too even for my liking. We're going to have to assert ourselves on this game. I didn't want to go attacking from the start because I didn't want to leave us open to the counter. I'm possibly going to have to drop our wing backs back to full back. Maybe even go wingers ourselves again here, because we're not getting an awful lot of joy going forward. Let's see what we can do here now. Here's Francisco Javier. Breaks for Fernandez. He's drilled it wide. Here's Jallo. Long ball forward, but Eric Bailly cuts that out. Can we build something here now? Thiago. Dembele. Dropping deep. Bruno Fernandes. Dembele. Great ball. Asasi Bar. Save of the match from Rui Patricios. That is a very, very good save. Corner taken by Thiago. Oh. Free kick for Rajkovic. He's drilled it just wide. Oh, he is pretty decent at free kicks, it has to be said, as Patricio goes long with the goal kick. But we've got the ball back straight away. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Javier. Asasi Bar. Oh, he was trying to get Dembele in. Depay in. Calidio, though, is going to lead the counter. Matias Pereira. Ball forward to Bianco. Come on. Bianco into Calidio. And Rajkovic with a brilliant save of his own. This is end to end this match. We are going out, of course, as things stand. We're dropping into the Europa League to defend our trophy. Thiago, Memphis, Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to have to make some changes at half-time, I think, as Fernandes hits one and it's straight at Patricio. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go maybe attacking and try and catch them by surprise after half-time. Maybe switch to wingers. We'll have to see, as the first half just dribbles through to the half time. So I'm going to tell them I'm not happy with their performance. We're going to go attacking. Do I go with wingers? We'll leave it as it is for now, and we'll maybe switch to wingers in a... Here's Dembele. Plays it in field to Asasi Bar, and he's released Dembele. He's got a lot to do here, but he's gone for goal, and it flashes wide. Here's Asasi Bar. Good header down to Javier. Bruno Fernandes now. Good ball to Dembele. Memphis. Get it across. He does. And it's headed away. Matias Pereira helps it on its way. We're penning them back a little bit here now, and they can get it away. Here's Bianco. Braganza supporting. Calidio now. Long range shot. Straight at Rajkovic. Here's Kasama. We do have some changes. We've gone to wingers and fullbacks. They will go through after this highlight. Kind of hoping they would have gone through before now, because I did it about 3 minutes ago in game. So I don't really know why they haven't gone through yet, but there you go. Here's Bianco. Oh no, he's dribbling through everyone, and Rajkovic with an amazing save. That is save of the season. That was a stunning, stunning save, and he comes and claims the corner easily. What a save. Jallo lifts the ball forward. Perrin gets to it. Here's Bruno Fernandes now. Dembele's looking to get in. He is in. Dembele has scored. Get in. God scores. Marseille lead. We go second in the group as things stand. Come on, boys. What a ball forward. He chests it down and drills the early shot. Keeper can't set himself. 1-0. Here's Luca Perra. Out to Moassa. Into Fernandes. Now Francisco Javier. Out on the left wing now. Here's Dembele. Great ball. Asasi Bar gets the shot away. Accuracy but no power. Here's Kyle Walker. We have made a couple of substitutions. Sisto. Oh, Dembele's hit the post and it's gone in. It's 2-0. And it's Moussa Dembele, I think, that's hit the post and just hit him and gone in. Let's have a look here. Walker plays it in. It comes off the post. Oh, the clearance from Jallo comes back off Dembele. It's 2-0. Get in, boys. Oh, Francisco Javier has picked up an injury. He looks to be recovering from it pretty well, though. I was saying... Oh, Sisto's in. Oh, how's he missed that? So Sisto came on. Thiago went off. Marchetti came on. It was Depay that went off for Sisto. I'm flustered. I am absolutely flustered. We scored 2 goals. We're still set to attacking. This could really come back and bite us as Bianco gets away and fires off target. Let's calm down and make some changes. Got a corner to defend here. Vasquez takes. Rajkovic comes and claims. We've gone back to control fluid. We've taken off Francisco Javier and brought on Andrija Zivkovic. We're still playing with wingers. but we're playing now a control instead of attacking. Sisto plays it in, and Moussa Dembele gets the hat-trick. Wow, what a return to form for God. Form is temporary, class is permanent. He's scored a hat-trick to get us through in second place. We are through to the knockout stage. Beautiful, beautiful man. I love you, Moussa. Can we get a fourth? Marchetti helps it on. Bit of head tennis. Marchetti, Fernandez, Asasibar. Marchetti, come on. Oh, Zivkovic, got a bit of space. Plays it across. Dembele, denied by Thiago Martins. And there's a counter on here. 9 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Surely it's beyond Sporting to pull this back. This is such a big win. And it's the halftime team talk. Our last match as well, we were winning 1-0 at halftime, and I said I wasn't happy with how things were going. Oh, that's dropped in from Kalidio. Oh, Rajkovic got a solid touch to it, but it's gone in off the post. It's a good ball forward. Kalidio hits it. Oh. Asasibar tackles Braganza. Here's Dembele. Sisto plays it forward, and Asasibar in a centre forward position. And he scored! It's 4-1. It's an absolute goal fest now. 4-1. All the goals scored in the second half. Santi Asasibar. All the confidence of a centre forward. Rajkovic. Eric Bailly. Kyle Walker. Asasibar. Marchetti. The fans, you can just hear them. They're going, ole, ole, with every touch here. As Sisto now down the right. Early ball in, Dembele's header. Patricio gets down to it. So I believe I was telling you a story about our last league game, which I didn't get to finish. So yeah, we were 1-0 up at half time, but we hadn't played well. So I assertively said, I'm not happy with how you're playing. And they came out and just battered our opponents in the second half. It was brilliant. And that was the game against Caen, the game before this, and we ended up winning that 4-1. So it does show that team talks can work. If you know, you shouldn't just give them a good team talk because they're winning, because they're drawing. If then, you know, if you feel they haven't done enough, tell them. As we win 4-1 this time, oh, we are through. I am so happy with that. We are definitely giving them a passionate one here. We got what we wanted tonight. Thoroughly professional job. Well done. Green galore. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. All the goals in the second half. A hat-trick for God. Inter won 2-0 against Debrecen. Debrecen then lost all 6 games, but they only let in 9 goals. They did not get disgraced by anybody. Their heaviest defeat was 2-0. And they dominated possession in both games against us. But hey, we're through. That's all that matters. So a little bit of bad news in that Francisco Javier twisted his knee, but he's only out for 7 to 11 days, so he's not going to be out for long at all. Now, I was just thinking, actually, while the game was processing there, I was talking at the start of the video about going to Juventus, wasn't I, and being excited about that challenge. And I celebrate those goals in that game there for Marseille passionately as ever, if not more so. So I'm just so happy to be through. We've got the draw for the first knockout round coming up, so we're going to show that just before the end of this video. I know we're through, and I know we probably had more chance of doing well in the Europa League, but I want a crack. This is the first time I've got through the Champions League group in this save. I want a crack now at the knockout round of the Champions League. Just before we get to the draw then, some nice pleasing news here. Juventus fans consider me to be a leading candidate for the manager's job. Antonio Conte is still the favourite, but I am really pleased that the fans would be happy to see me in the job. I also like this bit down here as well. It just lists my achievements. I'm really proud of this. Obviously, we won the Coupe de la Ligue in 2019. Runners-up in Ligue 1 in 2020 and 2021, won the Europa League in 2021, runners-up in the French Cup in 2021, runners-up in the European Super Cup in 2021. We've also had a couple of Coupe de la Ligue runners-up positions as well. So we've done really well in 4 seasons here. I am so proud, and it has earned me the right to be considered for the Juve job, which is awesome. Here we go then, the moment of truth. It's the draw for the first knockout round. We, unsurprisingly, are not seeded, so we will play a seeded team. So we could get Arsenal, Bayern, Barcelona, Chelsea, Manchester United or Benfica. Of course, can't get Paris Saint-Germain because same country. Can't get Inter because we had them in the group. Let's see then. Who do I want before we draw? I mean, the obvious one would probably be Benfica in the weaker. Not really sure now though, because it's 2021, so I don't really know who's strong and who's weak anymore. Let's just see what happens, shall we? Feyenoord are the first team out then. They will take on PSG. Real Madrid, who are unseeded, will play Inter. What a draw that is. We are out. Marseille, we will play Barcelona. Wow. I am really happy with that. We're going to go out. We're going to get absolutely stuffed. But I have always wanted to play Barcelona in the game. So I am really happy with that. Juventus, if we end up at Juventus, we'll be playing Benfica. So let's see what happens. Lyon playing Man United. Some good games in there. Napoli, Bayern. That's the hipster's choice, I think. Atletico against Chelsea. Oh, I'm happy with Barcelona. I really am. Just before we finish then, we did have a game at the weekend. We drew 1-1 at Lorient. Paris Saint-Germain won 3-1 at Stade de Reims. And if I just flick to the Sunday, Monaco won 3-0 at Stade Brestois. So, Monaco are back on top. Paris Saint-Germain are back into second place, ahead of us on goal difference. We're 2 points behind Monaco now, who do have a game in hand. But as I said earlier in the video, their games in hand are away against us and away against PSG. So this is far from over. If I had to tip a team to win the league, though, it would be Monaco, because they have been relentless. 17 games unbeaten so far. Right, so with that huge match against Barcelona on the horizon, we'll just do one video between now and then. It will likely be the Monaco game at home, the one that we should have done a couple of videos back. If not that game, it'll either be the away game against Monaco or the home game against PSG. It'll be one of those three, depending on when I can get to record. The big news, of course, though, coming out of this video, is that we won on camera. Come on, first time in, 5 videos? And we did it on episode 50. We qualified for the first knockout round. We got a huge tie against Barcelona. We've potentially got a new job. Let's see what the next video brings. Will we still be at Marseille? Will it kick off with an interview at Juventus? Will it be in the Italian city of Turin that you'd find me in episode 51, which of course would be episode 1 of a new series, wouldn't it? So who knows? Let's see what happens going forward from here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If this is the last video of Marseille, 50 is a fantastic number to end on, isn't it? If you like this video, and why wouldn't you? It's been huge. It's probably been the biggest video of the save, with the exception of maybe the Europa League final. Hit that like, hit that dislike. It's all interaction. I don't care which you hit, just hit one of them. As long as you're subscribed, and if you're not, then hit that subscribe button. I will see you very soon for some kind of video in charge of a team against an opponent. Thanks for watching. See you soon.